I'm Montreal Nashar in Washington. President Trump calling for an additional 25% tariff on all foreign steel and aluminum coming into the United States, a major escalation of action he took during his first term. Economists warn price increases will be felt throughout entire supply chains. A new week starting with a new round of tariffs from President Trump.
Any steel coming into the United States is going to have a 25% tariff.
What about aluminum, sir?
Aluminum, too.
Essential materials for building cars, buildings, appliances slapped with another import tax. The U.S.'s biggest foreign suppliers aren't adversaries, they're allies and neighbors. In his first administration, President Trump imposed tariffs on steel and aluminum, but exempted Canada and Mexico. Not this time.
I think the impact on increased steel prices will be significant. And keep in mind, if steel prices from imports increase, it makes gives the domestic industry a chance to increase their prices as well.
Economists agree the president's trade strategy will pass the burden of higher import taxes onto consumers who are already struggling with inflation. Here's what the president said about when people can expect some relief.
Or are you kind of saying to them, hang on, inflation may get worse until it gets better?
No, I think we're going to become a rich. Look, we're not that rich right now. We owe $36 trillion. That's because we let all these nations take advantage of us. Same thing, like $200 billion with Canada. We owe $300. We have a deficit with Mexico of $350 billion. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to let that happen.
There are already tariffs on steel coming into the U.S. from most countries, but it hasn't necessarily had the desired effect on domestic supply.
It really hasn't increased the industry's output. It hasn't made them more efficient, more dynamic.
All the while, American producers of all kinds are vulnerable to retaliation. On Monday, China's reciprocal tariffs took effect, an answer to the White House's across-the-board 10% import taxes on Chinese goods imposed last week. Another price is uncertainty for the private sector. The inability to plan without fear a new tariff will disrupt trade. In Washington, I'm Montreal Nashar reporting.